Warm greetings from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Sunday, April 5th, 2020. Hope you all are staying safe out there in America and abroad. I want to bring you a story. Mercies. More drama pertaining to this virus. The storyline is brought to you by Reuters. If you need verification for the storyline, and I will give a commentary thereafter. U.S. dairy farmers dump milk as pandemic upends food markets. Dairy farmer Jason Lidl felt his stomach churn when he got the call on Tuesday evening. "We need you to start dumping your milk," said his contact from Dairy Farmers of America, DFA, the largest U.S. dairy cooperative. Despite strong demand for basic foods like dairy products amid the coronavirus pandemic, the milk supply chain has seen a host of disruptions that are preventing dairy farmers from getting their products to market. Mass closures of restaurants and schools have forced a sudden shift from those wholesale food service markets to retail grocery stores, creating logistical and packaging nightmares for plants processing milk, butter, and cheese. Trucking companies that haul dairy products are scrambling to get enough drivers, as some who fear the virus have stopped working. And sales to major dairy export markets have dried up as the food service sector largely shuts down globally. The dairy industry's woes signal broader problems in the global food supply chain, according to farmers, agriculture economists, and food distributors. The dairy business got hit harder and earlier than other agricultural commodities because the products are highly perishable. Milk can't be frozen like meat or stuck in a silo like grain. Other food sectors, however, are also seeing disruptions worldwide as travel restrictions are limiting the workforce needed to plant, harvest, and distribute fruits and vegetables, and a shortage of refrigerated containers and truck drivers have slowed the shipment of staples such as meat and grains in some places. Lidl could likely sell his milk if he could get it to market. Dairy products in grocery stores have been in high demand as consumers stay home during the pandemic, though panic buying may be slowing. Earlier this week, a local market told Lidl's wife she could buy only two dairy products total per shopping trip as retailers nationwide ration many high demand products. "It's just gut wrenching," said Lidl 36 as he stood inside his barn with cows lowing softly as the animals were giving milk that would be funneled directly into a manure pit. "All I can see is that line going down the drain." Lido has dumped 4,700 gallons of milk from his 480 cows each day since Tuesday. The 7,500 member DFA told Reuters it has asked some other farmers in cooperative to do the same, but did not say how many. Dairy cooperatives oversee milk marketing for all their members and handle shipping logistics. Lido said he will be paid for the milk he and other farmers are dumping, but the payments for all cooperative members will take a hit from the lost venues. Land O'Lakes Inc., another cooperative, has also warned its members they may have to dump milk. Another cooperative, Wisconsin based Foremost Farms USA, was even more grim. "Now's the time to consider a little extra culling of your herds," the cooperative said in a March 17th letter to members. "We believe the ability to pick up and process your milk could be compromised." The cooperative, which also owns butter and cheese processing plants, said milk dumping might also be on the horizon. The dumping comes even as consumer demand for dairy has soared. Panic buying has left grocery store shelves nearly empty in recent weeks amid business shutdowns and quarantines nationwide. Retail purchases of milk rose 53% for the week ending March 21st, while butter sales surged more than 127% and cheese rose more than 84% compared to the same period a year earlier, according to Nielsen data. Grocers have been charging consumers more, too. The average retail price of cow's milk was up 11.2% for the week ended March 21st, compared to a year earlier, the Nielsen data shows. Finding enough truck drivers is part of the challenge. Agricultural groups have lobbied states to increase truck weight limits on highways to enable more food to be delivered. Dean Foods Company, which has been starting some plant shifts earlier and running later, is offering $1,000 sign-on bonuses for drivers with dairy experience as it struggles to fill 74 open positions, a company spokeswoman said. Wow. Another major problem, the sudden shift in demand from restaurants now closing en masse to grocery stores creates severe logistical challenges. Suppliers struggle to make the shift from wholesale packaging for restaurants to preparing retail products for stores. About half of U.S. consumers' food budget was spent on restaurants, and we've shut that spigot off, said Matt Gould, editor at trade publication Dairy and Food Market Analyst. It would take millions of dollars, for instance, to install new equipment to switch a plant from making one type of cheese, such as barrel cheese used to make processed slices for fast food restaurants, to producing cheddar wedges for grocers, said dairy analysts. Even switching from bagging 10-pound bulk bags of shredded cheddar for food service to 8-ounce bags for retail stores would require costly new packaging robots and labeling machinery. Schreiber Foods Inc., one of the country's top dairy product manufacturers and food distributors, is cutting hours for workers at its dairy processing plant that normally supplies the restaurant industry and adding staffs to plants that stock the U.S. retail market, said spokesman Andrew Tabish. As of last week, the plants serving retail were bottlenecked. We've almost had too many trucks showing up at some of our plants, Tobish said. The deliveries get backlogged and the drivers are having to wait longer and longer. Trucks leading to restaurants, meanwhile, are getting sent back. Sartori Cheese in Plymouth, Wisconsin, has had restaurant customers refuse shipments of food they had ordered, said President Jeff Schwager. Some restaurant customers have called asking if they can return orders delivered weeks ago. But processors can't take the cheese back and resell it or even donate it because they can't ensure it has been safely handled, Schwager said. Some of Sartori's grocery retailers are telling Schwager they are closing their gourmet cheese counters with their displays of huge cheese wheels in favor of pre-packed grab-and-go wedges. Stores want to redeploy those cheese counter crews to stock shelves and handle other tasks, Schwager said. That means Sartori cheese will need far more film wrap of a different size that is now in short supply as demand skyrockets. Meat producers and fruit and vegetable farmers are also struggling with the shift from wholesale to retail, causing plentiful products to run short on grocery store shelves. Paul Sproul, a potato farmer in North Dakota, said processors who churn out French fries and other restaurant products have stopped buying. Most can't pivot to retail because they don't have customer-facing packaging or relationships with stores for shelf space. In rural communities, smaller food retailers such as bakeries are starting to stock products that have been running short at grocery stores. In the farm town of Rossville, Indiana, local baker Sandra Huffers picked up grocery products from a food distributor, including butter, cartons of cottage cheese, and gallons of milk. They told me that they had a lot of customers not wanting to pay right now, and they needed cash paying customers, said Huffer, who owns the Flour Mill Bakery. Huffer stocked up her bakery's refrigerated case and posted what was available for pickup and delivery on the shop's Facebook page. Word spread. Now customers from as far as Indianapolis, 60 miles away, are placing orders and driving up to pick up groceries. That is the said information. Oh mercy. By Reuters. So this lady has a bakery and she's buying some of those products that did not make it to the stores. And as you see, it's the issue of drivers, repackaging because restaurants aren't open. So the machines did certain things for restaurants. Now that they don't have the restaurant revenue, that just leaves packaging for the grocery stores. So they're taking a hit. It'd be nice if somehow anyone in those local areas near these dairy places could get that food, cheese, butter, but as one person said, they can't ensure the safety of the product to be donated. But in my mind, I'm thinking, how's it any different than that lady going to the she's going to a distribution place to buy the food, I guess. I just wish there was some type of way that they can get this food to others who are in need. Food pantries, because most cities and towns have food banks, churches have food pantries. So it would be nice if somebody could go and mediate some type of way with the farmers directly and or distribution companies that have overstock of goods that they can't get rid of, which and so ever, however it works, because I don't know the logistics and how everything works. I mean, this kind of explains a little bit more than the article I read earlier, but it's sad nonetheless because it's sickening that these farmers have to dump the milk, although they're paid, but still, it's a waste of milk, and it's a shame for the milk to be wasted, considering there are people who have a lot of children in their household who drink milk, and the milk would go to good use to needy families. And that's the sad part. Um, it's just like every day there is something horrible pertaining to this virus that's going to affect our economy, affect our livelihood, what we're used to, accustomed to, like, don't like. And now you see, we as people have taken life for granted. We have been accustomed to living a certain way, and that is to be expected. You're used to a bathroom, running water. You know what I'm saying? Food in the store, restaurants. That's what we are accustomed to. We don't know anything but that. So we can't really be knocked for what we are used to and accustomed to, the luxuries of modern day living. But who knew that this entity, and I call her an entity, she an entity, Corona, came through and took what we enjoyed, liked, fussed over, idolized, basic living. We cherish some of those things, some of us, and now we may not have those things. So I don't think most of us are even thinking about a shortage of food, because stores are rationing how much you can get on certain items. Bigger chains, anyway, will say probably you can only get so many heads of lettuce, gallons of milk. That's to be expected. Smaller stores like Dollar Tree didn't have any problem with putting several items of food in the basket. No one said, well, you can only have two of that, three of that. Only thing I knew that they rationed was toilet paper. But you see, at some point, that's going to be an issue. The food shortage. Only because the drivers are not going to work. So you can't get the food to the stores if you don't have a driver. And that one stat that said 74 drivers needed, that's a lot. $1,000 sign-on bonus to get you to drive the trucks if you have dairy experience. I would hope you take anyone that had viable driving and experience. Just saying. That's the sad news, everybody. Um, every day it's nonstop. It's something. It's something. Somebody's sick. Somebody's dying. Not enough food. Not enough toilet paper. People buying up the baby wipes, this and that. Paper towels. Just nonsense. And who knew we would ever get to this point? This is sad. It's baffling. It's depressing. It's nonstop rhetoric. Over a virus that you can't see, you can't touch it, can't look at it, can't cuss it out. You can cuss it out, but you can't touch it. You can't hold it accountable. I just pray that everybody keeps food on their table, keep enough money in their pocket to buy food, to buy toiletries. Not this other stuff, knickknacks and all that kind of stuff. That's not even important right now. A lamp, a shoe, none of that's important. To me, that's only important to somebody that's homeless. They don't have anything. Yeah, they might need some shirts and some pants and some shoes. You get my drift. But right now, those of us who have a place, have a bed, have furniture, refrigerator, we just need food and toiletries for the moment. So I say a prayer for all of us, including the homeless, because they are people too, the pets, because I'm hearing stories about the pets being affected. Ikamel told me about a tiger being inflicted with this virus. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. It don't stop. But I'm praying that we all get to keep food on the table for ourselves and children, family members, the elderly. I'm praying for our medical staff in the hospital and the nursing homes, assisted living, because those people need to be working as well, keep a job, but they're also risking their lives. So that's one thing I have not talked about, that they need a standing ovation. Those who are working in the nursing facility, the hospitals, and those who are EMT technicians, because they are being exposed to this virus and chaos and all types of scenarios involving this. And you're probably going to have a lot of people wigging out, flipping out with mental disorders. And these medical staff have to deal with these people and their attitudes and dispositions, plus their medical problems / corona virus, if they have it. It's just overwhelming. You have nursing staff quitting jobs for various reasons because they feel like the places are not sanitized or running smoothly. And that's going to be a problem with this virus, because we can't afford to have RNs, CNAs, doctors quitting their jobs because of this virus. We need them because people are sick. Not everyone is going to pass away, God willing, but we need those nurses there. X-ray techs, all these people, pharmacies open, working, pharmacies working in the hospital. We need these people. So we want to treat them with respect and be kind to them because they are valuable and they are important. And we want to keep them around. We do not want them folding because of whatever is going on in these hospitals and clinics. And I just pray that they'll hold fast and say, hey, this is a pandemic. These people need us. The community needs us. The world needs us. I'm going to hold on. I'm going to pray. And I'm going to be vigilant and try to keep my job and my sanity so I can be of use to these ailing people. And I'm praying for all of you who work in the hospitals at this current moment. God bless you, and God keep you. Keep your mind set, stable. Thank you all for listening. And pray for our farmers as well. We have to pray for them as well because they are the reasons that we eat. We have to pray for the drivers who bring us our food, and the manufacturers, the plants that process food and package our other food items. Pray for them as well, and pray that the workers stay on board, and we pray that they treat their workers well and keep them safe, and their manufacturing companies clean and wipe down and sanitize. It's a system. It is a system, and it can only work if we do right by people and keep a clear head, a clear mind. Keep our tongue quiet and do our jobs and try to live accordingly anyway, pandemic or no pandemic. God bless you. Thanks for listening. Like, share, subscribe, and please be safe out there. Keep up your hygiene, wash your hands, wear your mask, and wear your gloves. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Have a blessed week. Bye-bye.